Okay, in your notebook, go ahead and write lesson underneath it. So we have a review section and then today's lesson section. Now, if you're out of room on your page, just turn the page and go to the next one. I have room here, so I'm definitely going to use it because I still have almost a half of a page left. Okay, so if we know all of this or are practicing this right now, you might not be a master at it, but you definitely have seen this before. What if I did this? What does 3 times 10 equal? Now, if you don't know this, you really need to start studying your multiplication facts, either on SumDog or you need to buy at the dollar store some multiplication flashcards to practice. Because this, you should not know it right away. So 3 times 10 is 30. Okay? So what if I did this? 3 times 10 to the second power. See, I'm adding a layer on. Well, let's use what we know. We know that 10 to the second power really means 10 times 10. What does 10 times 10 equal? It equals 100. So this is really saying 3 times 100. So 3 times 100 equals 300. Well, what if I did one more? I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Instead of doing 10 to the third power, let's do 10 to the fourth power. What is that actually saying to you? What is it asking? Well, you know 10 to the fourth power equals 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which equals 10,000. So 3 times 10,000 equals 30,000. Okay, so I just added a layer on there. All right, so you have some of these place value charts in your materials to print, or if you picked up a packet, it's in the packet. So I'm going to show you what this 3 is actually doing when we do it times 10 to the fourth power. So we started out with 3, and 3 was just in our ones. So when I times it by the first 10 right here, it moves over to the next place. This is times 10. Then I times it again. So that was the first times 10. This is another times 10, moving it over. Then I times it by another 10. So every time I times it by 10, it moves over. So this is 1, 2, 3. Oh, I needed one more layer to my times 10. So now my 3 is in my 10,000s place. And to hold its place there, I can't just leave that 3 alone. I have to put placeholders in all the place values that are to the right of it. So that's why that works, because 3 times 10,000 gives you 30,000, because every time you times that 3 by another power of 10, which you have them written out here, you moved it over to the left. Because as the digits move to the left, the value of that digit gets larger. So I kept moving it. So I could put zeros in here too, because 3 times 10 gives you 30. 30 times 10 would give you 300. 300 times 10 gives you 3,000. 3,000 times 10 gives you 30,000. So that's how we got it. Your digit actually moved over a place every time you times it by 10. So that's why that works. So in your notebook today, you guys are going to practice some of these. And like I said, I gave you some of these place value charts to practice. So I'm going to do the first one with you. So this is your try it. I'm probably not going to do the first one with you because this is a little bit easy. I'm going to do the second one with you. Actually, I'll do the first two. There, you guys got a little extra. All right, so 8 times 10. What is 8 times 10? So we're going to put it down here. We start with 8 in our ones, and we're going to move it over because we're timesing it by 10 one time. So now my 8 is here. But I need these placeholders because this is where my decimal is. These are decimals all the way down. So remember your decimal. So I'm going to put a placeholder. So 8 times 10 gives you what? It gives you 80. All right. Well, now, what if I have 8? Again, and I can just keep reusing this all the way down. 8 times 10 to the second power. Well, I know 10 to the second power means 10 times 10. So I have to move my 8 how many times? Twice. Let's see. So I'm not going to move it one spot. I'm going to move it 2 spots. Because this is times 10 is the first one. So times 10 times 10. So now my 8's here, and I need to put my placeholders. So this was times 10 to the second power, because I moved it 2 spaces, 1, 2. So now 8 to the second power equals 800. Well, what if I take that 8 again and times it by 8 times 10 to the third power? That means 8 times 10 times 10 3 times. So I'm not going to move 1, 2 spaces. I'm going to move 3 spaces and put my 8. So what would that equal then? So what would 8 times 10 to the third power equal? It would equal 8,000. Okay, now I'm going to stop. I want you to do the rest of them and show your work in your place value chart of what's actually happening. Every time you multiply the digit, which is your 8, by 10, you move it over a place. So now you have 8 times 10 to the fourth power and 8 times 10 to the fifth power. Go ahead and do those on your own, and I will go over them tomorrow.